So the secret to healing, genuinely healing and really reversing something that could be an emotional sickness, a physical sickness, or a spiritual sickness, or a genetic sickness, really actually boils down to a few requirements. And if you are seeking healing, you need to be honest with yourself whether you really want to be healed, because this is the first thing. If you want to be healed, you will heal. If you do not want to be healed, therefore you're not giving the permission to be healed. But we need to go a little layer deeper than that. It's understanding between the conscious and the subconscious. We control in the conscious brain 12%. In the subconscious, it's controlling 88%. So if you say, yes, I want to, in the conscious mind, heal, that's 12%. But if your subconscious is saying deep down no, whether you actually have that awareness or not, that 88% that's ruling is going to say, not possible. And you might do whatever you say, try everything, nothing works. That's because the programming that is embedded in the subconscious is the issue. Right. So that now goes down to a deeper layer of how do we fix that? How do we change that? And that is what we're talking about, programming, embedded belief systems that lay within your body or your mind, whether it's something that you've developed as a core belief when you were born as a child. Maybe it's something that you've inherited genetically, a belief through your ancestral line, through your family, that's attached as part of your DNA. Whether it's something that's actually in the collective unconscious, something in the ether that's been lingering, and whether you incarnate in a specific place, in a specific area, in a specific energy, and that's there. But it's identifying maybe perhaps where one of those belief systems lay and how to reprogram that. That takes work and a bit of time, but it can be done. And things can be cured that, are unheard of, or miraculous miracles that people always speak about, that it's impossible, or your doctor's going, how did that happen, blah, 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 because you are a very powerful being, and you must never underestimate that. And that's a belief system we need to have, right? So in order to change belief systems, there is a couple of things that I believe that helps. And that's the power of thought and the power of speech. What we say, we create. It's like casting spells like witches do. We are spellcasters. So if you keep saying, I have a problem, I am this, it's in my family, I have this condition, what you say is, what you say shall be. So we need to stop using the power of speech to keep creating this thing, like for example, I have an intolerance to dairy. I can't eat this, I have a dairy problem, blah, blah, blah. Something simple. Or, I can't go to work, I have cancer. I can't do this, I have cancer, There's always been cancer in my family, I was bound to get it, stuff like that. Perhaps there's something resonating with you as I say this. Right? And that power of speech, which is actually secondary, comes from the power of thought. And I really don't want you to underestimate the power of thought. And it's not anything but an energetic pulse that you make, a pew, 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 pew. And that's sending, I always call it like spaghetti strings. You're sending spaghetti strings out there, right? And that's why the law of attraction happens. So if you think positive, that's what you will attract. If you think out of the place of fear, anxiety, and worried, that's what you will attract. A perfect example, I drove the other day, I didn't take my driving license with, and I thought, if I'm going to get stopped by the police. And I did. And that's my fault. If I just don't even think anything more of it, it wouldn't have happened, but I attracted it. And so we attract our systems of belief and our thoughts. And in order to change belief systems, we need to change how we think. I can heal. I can get better. I don't have this. This doesn't control me. And you need to be truly, which is the hardest part, really honest with yourself, because sometimes we attract conditions and diseases and issues into our life because there is some self-serving that is providing, but actually in a deep layer, it's self-sabotaging. So you say to yourself, like a good example is someone may not want to heal because they're getting disability benefits. If they heal and no longer disabled, then they'll have to go back to work. And they'd rather live in a state of illness than having to be in a state where actually having to work and do things. So if we can just start there by catching ourselves, always the only point of healing starts for us with awareness, self-awareness, catching yourself, the things you say, the way you talk about yourself, the way you present or perceive yourself. And then we start by adjusting those thought processes, those thought patterns, the speech, and you're already really far ahead in your healing process. And then when you go to a healing, whether it's Western or alternative, powerful things can happen because the healer or the person providing the healing is acting in a capacity as a conduit through source. You can say spirit, God, Buddha, Allah, any higher being that you connect with or name or identify with. It's fundamentally all same source energy. We'll be acting through that conduit. And the conduit also has to have their own requirements in place, believing, I can help, I can do the healing, I am not doing the healing, I am doing it on behalf of spirit or source or creator. And then putting that channeled belief into you, with one person saying, I want to be healed, I can be healed, and someone saying, I can help with that healing process. And then drastic and miraculous things can happen instantaneously. And that's what I want to share for today.